afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be looking at an apartment with a hair salon down below it. As you can hear around and see, this is quite a peaceful neighborhood. It, or I should say, it was a quiet, peaceful neighborhood. I will explain when we go into the house. So, follow me. Oh, and by the way, behind this door, lies a terrible and dark secret. All I could say is that behind this door, something sinister, and it may not look sinister at first. But once you go inside the door, you'll feel the cold air. You'll feel the goosebumps tingling down. Perhaps I should show you. Come on in. So, you may know already that down these stairs, someone fell down the stairway. Their last look was in fear. They tried to rush out of this house. They probably skipped a step or two, probably about the fourth step right here. Started tumbling down the stairs, and the end result was not pretty, to say the least. Come with me to the hallway, and then to the kitchen, and then the theater room, and then we'll go to the main attraction. Follow me. This was the hallway. As you can see, a few people, they left the things here. Even the police were afraid of this place. But there's a room this way. It's a little too messy to show. But that was one of the brothers' writing rooms. But since they're out of here, might as well close that door. They left their exercise bike. Looks like it was made in at least the 2010s. Over here, down that way, is the living room, where none of the power is. But the only power in this house is the electric. Let's go down the hallway and see what's down this way. As you can see, the electricity is still on around here. They didn't turn it off when the police were investigating. If you look around, you can tell it looks a little outdated. Well, they were here around the year, say 2020-ish. They were here around that time. The brother would collect a lot of things from movies and stamp them onto his wall. But the person had the light red. They were going to watch a movie that night, but until they heard a noise. But he was setting up for the movie, so this was not the last room they both were in. Here, follow me, and I'll tell you one of their last events. Come on. This is where the brothers had their final meal. It was roughly around 12 o'clock midnight, maybe 11. It was around that time they heard one bang. Now that's not the bang that was upstairs. At first they thought it was the AC. It didn't happen until another, say, 50 minutes later. So about 1 in the morning or 12:50. Their last meal is still right here. I wouldn't eat it though. It looks like it was mashed potatoes, Salisbury steak, and peaches and cream. That was their final meal. As their final meal. There was, again, their other dessert, which I believe is in here. It looks to be a pumpkin pie. That's funny enough, because around this time, it was Halloween. But the brothers, they called it something different. They called it Samhain. Samhain's a Scottish tradition of Halloween. Just a different name, spelled Samhain. But however, they still called it Halloween. That means they did not know the true meaning of Samhain. Come with me and I'll introduce you to one last detail. This is where a good chunk of the things happen. You see, around, say, 1:10, one of the brothers heard a noise. They heard a noise in the attic. They thought it was some creature, so they were going to kill it with a gun, mainly a pistol. I think the exact type was a revolver. He went up the flight of, I think, 6 stairs. He went up there. He was about right where I'm standing. Is where the brother had heard the thud. The brother heard the thud 3 minutes after his oldest went to go check. So naturally, he went up there. He had seen that his brother had shot himself. Can't really open the door because it's kind of cramped. It's like jammed shut almost. But we could try. I'll give it one good yank. But he saw the body. He ran down the stairs. And as I mentioned before, he skipped a step. He most likely, they saw fear in his eyes when they found his body. But then, he had cracked his head open on the wooden floor at the end of the staircase. Now, let's try to open this. One good yank, alright?